All right, what do we got here?
There are 10 items in front of me that you should always carry with you on the trail. These are the 10 essentials. The first essential is navigation, and that includes your map and a compass. These are the maps that I have, and I tried to pick one up for every location that I go to. Along with maps, I also like to keep bits and pieces of books that talk about the trail and different turns and features that may be good to know for your trip. It's important not just to have a map and compass, but also know how to use it.
If you go somewhere around this way, arm length distance away from our location.
Before you go out, make sure you've taken a course or watched some videos, tutorials on how to use your map and compass. Number 2 is UV protection.
What you got there?
Just some sunscreen, because I'm a ginger.
Is your ginger?
This includes sunscreen, sunglasses, and a hat. And this is for all types of weather. So before you leave for the trail, it's great to have one of these sitting in your car. But once you're on the trail, you're gonna get sweaty. You might go on a creek or a river, something like that. The sunscreen might come off. It's great to have a little guy like this in your pack. Number 3 is insulation. So this is gonna mean something that is gonna keep you warm. So this is hopefully gonna be an insulated jacket if you have one. Although you do have to think, because this isn't great for water. So if you are in wet conditions or the potential of precipitation, you wanna think of ways to protect your insulation as well. Number 4 is illumination.
It's okay. Everything's okay.
So I always bring my headlamp with me, and if I'm spending the night, I'll usually bring some sort of camp light to light up the area that I'm sleeping in. A tip with your headlamp when you're packing it, you'll notice that it's not turning on, it's not working, it's broken. I found that my battery kept dying every time I would get somewhere and I needed it. It was not bright enough. And that's because it was on the entire time in my bag while I was hiking. So to avoid that happening now, I just take one battery and I flip it over in my bag. Then that way it doesn't turn on while I'm hiking. Number 5 is your first aid kit. Do you want to clean the wound or do you want to keep it how it is so you're kind of like badass? With your first aid kit, you want to make sure that everything inside of it you know how to use, because otherwise you're just carrying extra weight that isn't useful to you. So in my first aid kit, I like to keep some items that might be a little bit heavier or unnecessary for some people. Like, for example, this bottle of ibuprofen. Something like this is more efficient. I also like to keep moleskin for blisters, tweezers for splinters, and safety pins are useful if you need to wrap something up and hold it together, as well as this book, which is actually a field guide manual to pretty much any medical emergency that could happen. And lastly, I keep my gauze, bandages, and wipes all in this water sealed bag. Number 6 is gonna be your hydration, your water. So before you leave for the trail, you hopefully know where most of the water sources are and where you can safely refill your water bottle. And if there isn't a water source, make sure to pack enough water for your trip. And if there is a water source, you can bring water purification tablets. These are the ones that I like to use. Or a life straw, which is not as efficient. You can't have as much water on you, but I have had to use this at a time when I was extremely thirsty and I didn't want to wait the 30 minutes that it takes for these to activate. Number 7 is nutrition. The basic rule of nutrition is that when you're going out, you want to pack extra food to last you 1 day longer than your original plan. So a hiking classic is Cliff Bars. They're a great trail snack, a breakfast bar. Generally, you don't want to steer too far away from your regular diet. You're out in the wild, you don't want to feel sick. Number 8 is going to be your fire starting kit. Some people think that matches are all you need in your fire starting kit, but the truth is they don't stay lit long enough for you to light anything else. So in that case, we need to bring paper or something that is going to stay with a flame so we can dry things off and create the warmth that we need. Number 9 is going to be your repair kit. So this might include a Leatherman. If you're carrying a Thermarest or something like that, it might be important to have something that's going to repair your sleeping mat for the night, or it could be something as simple as duct tape. Duct tape is also good if your pack has a hole in it, or if something has a leak, something you need to seal. It's very useful. And finally, number 10 is going to be your emergency blanket. Emergency blankets can be used for so many things. It is a great source of heat, can be used as shelter above you, it can be used to keep an injured person warm or to line the floor of your tent. I encourage you to be creative with this important tool.
This is way too much. We've never gone on a hike with this many things. You are lying to everybody. True 10 essentials. Benton's got them all lined out here, but I'm gonna tell you what they're actually for. So you're gonna need a map so that the person that actually knows how to read a map with you can help you out if you get lost. This one I don't even need to talk about. Insulation for when it starts to rain and you need to cover your camera. Illumination for shadow puppets in your tent. A medical kit so that when you get hurt, your friends can help you out. Extra water, so when your friends forget water, you can give them water. Next, you need a Cliff Bar registered trademark, so people know that you are in fact a hiker and not just a walker.
Why is this so accurate?
A candle for your seance. A Leatherman, so you can say, I have a Leatherman, and don't just use it only for the knife. And some tinfoil for the barbecue later. If you had to pick one extra essential, what would it be for you?
I think an extra pair of dry socks, because when your feet get wet and you're walking a long distance, there's no amount of supplies in your first aid kit that can make that feel better. Sometimes when I'm hiking and I've got my bag and I've got a thermarest or something on the back, and it's not to sleep on, just to sit on, but people automatically think that you're spending the night. And then I think to myself, if I really had to, everything in my pack, it looks so big because I could spend the night. And then I look at their pack and it's not good. So this was just an overview of the 10 essentials. So let us know if you have any questions or suggestions for us. We are sharing what we know, but we don't know everything, and we're here to learn as well. If you have a moment, please check out the link in the description. We are selling West Coast Element stickers for $4.99 Canadian.
The first batch of them have already been sent out. Thank you guys so much for everyone who's been supporting us so far.
And we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.